All right. Are we live? I'm going to wait a wee second for my iPad down here to hopefully catch up with the fact that I've hopefully gone live now. All right. Are we live? We are live. iPad down here to hopefully catch up with the fact that I've hopefully gone live now. We are live. Feedback loop. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're sorted. Hello. Hello, all 7 people watching, and if you're in the future, hello, future people in the future. Thank you for coming along to Errogie Music Live Stream. I've immediately got a feedback loop, so in my headphones. This is new. Okay, wow. This is distracting. I'm actually... How's this now? That's better. Oh my goodness me. This is my second ever attempt to live stream. For those of you who were here last week, it went exceptionally well at the start. For the first 7 minutes and 40 seconds, there was a blank screen and me blundering my way through for 7 minutes and 40 minutes and 7 minutes 40 seconds. And amazingly, some of you stuck around for that. Thank you. And so this is my second attempt at doing this. So please will you forgive me for the rocky start to live streaming. I'm hoping that this will be something that just becomes unbelievably smooth, like Viennetta or rice pudding, which isn't always smooth, and I don't know why I said that. Anyway, welcome. So this is my YouTube channel called Errogie Music. My name's Adam Sutherland. If you don't know me already, just hello. I'm a Scottish fiddle player, and this is my wee hut studio somewhere in Scotland. Errogie is the village that I nearly come from, as in where I'm from is nearly in Errogie. Can you tell this is not scripted? Yeah, I've just called this little YouTube channel Errogie Music. So yeah, I'm gonna get straight into it. I love writing music. It's my favorite thing in the world, is just to stumble across some notes that excite me, and I really just, it's all I think about most of the time. And what I'd love to do here is just to try and share some of the tips and things that I've kind of learned along the way that have worked for me, and share them with you in the hope that you at home might be either interested in just hearing my journey, or maybe even they'll help you in your own writing. I'm just looking at the comments here. I've got a few folks saying hello already. That's very nice to see you. Hey guys, hey Michael, hey Timmy, Tad, hey Fergus. All right, cool. Some really cool people in the chat already. That's great. Nice to have you here, guys. So today I'm going to get straight into it now. After my rocky start there, we're going to go straight into, I'm going to basically murder a tune that is, if you don't know it, it's a really famous tune in Scotland. It's got a few different names. The one that I know it by, and the one that many of you will know it by, is Mrs. Macleod of Raasay. Raasay is an island in between the Isle of Skye and the Scottish mainland. It's beautiful, and yeah, I'm gonna look at that tune. I'm just looking at some of the comments here. Am I blurry? I hope not. I'm not sure what depth of field sulking means, although you've put a capital F for field, Michael. Let me know if this isn't working. In fact, just all your feedback is helpful. Back to Mrs. Macleod of Raasay. It's got another title if you're in Shetland. Can I make it any louder? I think it might just be your computer, Dad, but do you know what? I'm going to try and turn up the volume here Let's see if that's any better. Let's see. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It should be getting a bit louder. Yeah, definitely if the things aren't loud enough, generally, just the first thing to check is your own volume. Okay, I'll keep going. So, Mrs. Macleod of Raasay, famous reel from Scotland, also known as Da Brun Coo if you're a Shetlander. And if you don't know where Shetland is, if you're a fiddle player of any kind, it's worth looking into. It's basically right in the middle of the sea between Scotland and Norway. And yeah, it's amazing, an incredible fiddle tradition. So, the tune, Mrs. Macleod of Raasay, I've found something that helps me with my own writing is I'm just curious to know often, is it why do I like a tune and what is it that speaks to me about it? And one of the ways that I feel like I can appreciate a melody more is if I deliberately mess with it, and that makes me just go, wow, yeah, the way it was written was actually totally amazing. So I haven't got an exact plan of how I'm going to mess with Mrs. Macleod of Raasay, the tune today, but I'm going to just go for it. So I'll start off by just playing the tune, and then I'm going to just ruin it basically, and hopefully, I mean, this is going to be quite light-hearted, but hopefully that might just allow us to just kind of go, oh yeah, it's an amazing tune the way it was, not until that belter from Loch Ness side rewrote it on YouTube one night. Here's the tune. Wait, I'm going to share the tune with you. I'll just kind of go, oh yeah, you should hopefully now see it's an amazing tune the way it was, not until the tune on your screen. Here's the tune. Here's the tune. Has that stopped it? That's wild. Whoa! Chaos! Whoa! Whoa! It's a good thing I'm not I'm not too upset by making mistakes live on the internet or on the stage. That was particularly wild. I don't even understand what happened there, but as far as I can tell, it has stopped. Thank you, Michael Bishop. That's maybe you might even just find yourself tuning in to watch the variety of ways that I'm messing up this tech. Mark Clement likes it. Hi, Mark. Mark's an amazing musician. Check him out. Oh my goodness me. It did actually sound quite cool. Wow. Okay. Fergus likes that. Okay, I mean, I almost feel like we should just stop there. Cool. Yeah, I hope you got the gist of the tune there. I don't even know. That's actually... Can I even play another thing? Why did that happen? Okay, cool. What happens if I play another note? Is this going to be feedback? Why did that feedback? Yeah. Okay, so is this feedbacking? Feeding back? Is this feedbacking? I've taken off my headphones. Still turned on. I think it is, isn't it? Right, okay, this must be inputs. Oh, I wonder if it's to do with... Sorry, I'm going to just take a wee second to see if I can suss this out. Otherwise, we're going to just abandon the whole thing and it'll be like... I've reset, good. I don't know if that means it's good or not. Let's just see. I think I've just got the same audio. No feedback here, says the Roots Quartet. Hello, Roots Quartet. Check out the Roots Quartet. Beautiful music. String quartet playing a mixture of traditional music and their own stuff. It's actually just outstanding. I may be biased, but just check them out anyway. Okay, I'm going to just nervously, tentatively keep going. I'm not sure who's the lab rat here. Is it you guys at home, or am I the lab rat? Or are we all just lab? I don't know. Right, okay. Mrs. Macleod of Raasay. It's got a big octave leap. Let's just look at the first phrase, right? Let's brutally murder the first phrase. So before I destroy it, I think it's good to understand what is it that's going on there. So there's lots of different areas of music. Well, actually, I think there's three. I feel like all of music can be like divided into three spheres, I think, unless I missed something. One of the spheres is melody. The second sphere is like harmony, and a third sphere would be rhythm. And everything's in there, unless you're writing songs. Obviously, that's words. But so I'm going to go into this tune looking at the melody, because this tune is all melody. Wow. Yeah, unscripted vibe. But the first thing that happens is it does this big octave leap. And octave is, I don't know, I think it's almost arguably the most important of the musical intervals. An interval, just in case you don't know what that is, it's like a distance between notes, like a mile is a distance between you know, somewhere and somewhere else a mile away. Yep. So here's the first note, up an octave, and that's a big leap. In case anyone wants to know, here's a little nerdy little side fact. That A is vibrating at 440 hertz, which means in 1 second of time that string is going 440 times. And the A, 1 octave higher, that's vibrating 880 times in 1 second. So there is some maths to intervals. That's a whole other magical rabbit warren to go down. But yeah, the octave is a really important interval, and it features in loads of pieces of music. Somewhere Over the Rainbow, lots of pieces of music, and this tune starts off with the octave leap. What happens then? Tell you what doesn't happen then is we don't have millions more octave leaps. And I've noticed that tunes that have really strong melodies that use an octave leap tend to use the octave just like once and then do smaller movements afterwards. I've no idea if Somewhere Over the Rainbow is copyrighted or not, or out of copyright, so I'm not going to start playing that in case this video gets stricken down off YouTube. But maybe we could all just like imagine Somewhere Over the Rainbow in our heads. So it's like Somewhere Over the Rainbow, smaller movements. So Mrs. Macleod of Raasay does something kind of similar. Alright, octave leap, then more kind of smaller movements. And then we've got this repeated phrase. So that's basically the opening phrase of the tune. So in order to understand how beautiful that is, I'm going to ruin it by just putting in lots of octave leaps, just to show you that that would ruin this tune. So how would that sound if I make this tune, rewrite it with octave leaps? I mean, that sounds stupid, right? But I guess that's the whole point of this. It almost sounds a bit bagpipey, and there are some bagpipe tunes that kind of do that a bit. But I'm just trying to make the point is that this tune doesn't overdo the octave leap. So if you're writing your own tune, you could maybe try using an octave leap just as a starting point. And you could even try doing that and then just have some notes afterwards that are closer to each other. And there's nothing wrong with starting a tune that way. I've quite often written tunes that I've started off with just a shape like that. I'll go, right, I'll start with an octave and then just have some notes closer together. I think that's actually a totally valid way to write a tune, just to start with that. So yeah, what does this tune do? Octave leap, smaller notes. Also, these next notes, they're also closer together, and again, they're kind of like calming the heck down from the initial whoa, 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 whoa. So it's like, okay, a bit of normality, which then sets you up for the contrast again in the next phrase, which is the octave leap again. So you've got okay, then this fourth phrase. But before I talk about the fourth phrase, let's look at what the structure is. It's using this really commonly used structure, which is question, answer, which question phrase, answer phrase, and then the same question phrase again, and a different answer. And great tip as well for writing your own tunes, just if you're stuck and you don't have any like some divine inspiration coming into your head, you can just build them almost like out of Lego and just experiment with doing things like have an opening phrase, find an answer phrase, then use the same opening phrase again, and then a different second answer phrase. So it's question, answer, same question, different answer. This tune's a great example of that. Okay, so that's why it works. I think it's one of the reasons it works. It's got wonderful like shape. Dum dee. I can't often think of tunes as being like mountain ranges. If you imagine a tune like a mountain range, so what does this tune start off with? It's like your oh, hey Buglarka, nice to see you. One of my fiddle students there, very good student. So think of tunes as like a mountain range. So this one would start off, I would say, maybe at like sea level, before immediately rising up to the highest point in the tune. So that's basically a mountain, or maybe a volcano or something, or Gibraltar or something, or Raasay, I suppose, coming out of the sea immediately. So you've got a big mountain range coming up, then some higher peaks, settling down. Those are some like lesser mountains. They're not going to be Monroes. They'll be like some Corbetts or something. And then back into and this answer phrase, second answer phrase, is, I think, maybe I'm wrong, I find it pleasing because it doesn't use the same notes as the first answer phrase. All right, let me just rephrase that. So the first answer phrase uses those notes there. Second answer phrase, it's more centered around there. So that's pleasing. So let's ruin this tune by making the second answer phrase too close to the first answer phrase. I'll play the tune normally first. Okay, so that's really pleasing the way that second answer phrase provides some relief from everything that's come before by being different. Not wildly different, it's similar to terms of it's kind of in those same mountain range altitudes, but it's a different shape. So let's ruin that second phrase by making it too close to this first answer phrase. It's maddening when you do that. You get so bored of those notes. So doing that has made me realize just that the first answer phrase has really got a shelf life, and I feel like just jumping in here and just saying one of my other things that I've gotten wrong with a lot of my tunes in the past is when I've had what I've felt like a good idea, or it's an idea that's excited me musically, and I've been so excited by it that I've included that phrase in my tune too often. And when I say too often, let me qualify it, it means it's like, okay, it was fine once, but every time, really bored of it now. So it loses its power. The power of a good phrase is often lies in how infrequently it occurs. So you can have the most beautiful phrase known to man, but if you put it in your tune too often, you get bored of it, and it goes from being stunningly beautiful to just annoying, which is what happened there. So I'll do it again. I don't want to hear a C sharp again in my life after playing that. I'll play the tune the way it's written again and just feel the relief that you're not having that blooming phrase again. Thank God for that. Okay, I hope this is making sense, and I hope this is just something I do. It makes me appreciate the tune the way it is. Let's go back to the phrasing structure of the tunes. We've got question, answer, same question, different answer. Then we have the same question again, and then this time the end of this answer phrase, this mountain range, goes up to a wee ascension. For our kind of final conclusion phrase of the first part. And that phrase just happens at the end, and it's really lovely. You're ready for it. It's not using any of the question phrase or answer phrases notes that have already been in use. It's something fresh and new, and it just provides some light relief as well as just keeping the flow of the energy of the tune going. And it does two things. This is something that I'm going to just jump off to this topic for a second. It's I started listening to classic FM a few years ago deliberately. Love classical music, actually. There's more in common with classical music, between classical music and folk music, and I think maybe many people in either genre would actually like to admit. As far as I can tell, I was asking myself, what is it that what is so good about Beethoven or Mahler or any of these composers? And what I could just, as a kind of wee student of music, ascertain is that one of the things that's great about them is they've got bloody good tunes, pardon my French, really awesome tunes. Yes, it's amazingly orchestrated and arranged, but at the center of it all is this jewel of a melody. And the other thing I've noticed about a lot of, particularly the kind of Germany classical composers, is a lot of their tunes have, it took me a while to come up with the words that feel right for what I think I'm hearing. It's the phrases of music have functionality. They have a function. They take you somewhere, and they don't just take you there. They do it in a way that's really stylish and elegant. So these great tunes from classical music composers have got something in common with Scottish, some of the best tunes from Scotland and Ireland and everywhere else, is that the tunes aren't just stylish, but they're functional. So I feel like good tunes have got this thing I call stylish functionality. That's what I just call it. And the end of Mrs. Macleod of Raasay, first part, has got stylish functionality. The functionality it does is it puts like a wee bow ribbon, essentially, on the first part. It seals it up. It keeps the energy of the tune moving forward. It doesn't block the energy of the tune. And it also takes you back to either the repeat of the first part, which in other words, it lands you back down, going back to the mountainside again. Maybe it's like Eddie the Eagle flying down, landing back on note A, having been up here, or if you're looking at me, maybe it's more like up there. I have to just back to front. So it does it functionally, but it does it elegantly, stylishly. It's almost like the note A is in the distance of the composer's mind. I don't know if this is what they were thinking or not, but it's like they were going, right, we're landing A, but we're going to just, and we're thinking about where we're landing all the way through those two bars. So, let's ruin that. Oh no, I actually quite liked that. That wasn't that last bit. Not ruined. It's actually quite hard to deliberately ruin something. It's a really messed up thing to try and do. So, there we go. That's the first part. What happens in the second part? Well, I'll tell you what you don't have in the second part is you don't have this octave leap again. So whoever it was that wrote this, they may have loved, well, they obviously loved the octave leap, but they thought maybe B part, it would be overkill to start off with an octave leap again. And I think that decision is ultimately, it's kind of like taste. They just thought, I don't want to, it's like cooking or something, and I'm not someone who, well, I actually make pretty amazing beans on toast, but I'm not an amazing cook. But the point is that the B part doesn't have octave leaps because it's maybe just overuse. So the B part is. So what's it doing? Ba 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 ba. Those are steps. All of them are just up by whole tones and half tones, semitones. Small steps. Dum 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 dum. Ba 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 da ba da. Then you have this answer phrase from the first part, copied and pasted. It's also now our answer phrase in the B part. And the decision to do that is not overuse of a good idea, because I think essentially, and this is a term that amazing fiddle player Alistair Fraser used in a conversation with me once. He used this term and I love it. These notes are not overused because there's still meat on that, he said. There's still meat on those notes, which is a wonderful metaphor. He's great at a good metaphor. So the answer phrase from the first part is now the answer phrase in the B part. Not only is the first answer phrase also the first answer phrase in the B part, but the second answer phrase is also the second answer phrase. So we've just got this new information. That's new, but then back to something familiar from the first part. And lo and behold, our glorious, elegant, functional, final phrase of the A part is also our glorious, elegant, functional, final, beautiful, elegant, wonderful, marvelous final phrase of the B part, and indeed the whole tune. So, yes, the B part is easily ruined by doing the opposite of what it does. What's the opposite? We've got a lovely contrasting phrase from the A part with this little step-by-step da-ba-da-ba-da-da-dum. So I guess we could ruin it by putting in loads more octaves or big leaps. Oh no, I quite like that. Damn it. This is really hard because you inherently want to just make something pleasing. Wow. I actually had some school students for a while, and one of them was, well, several of them were doing writing music for their school, and they had to write a tune for their exam, and I gave them the advice, which was don't just write one tune, write as many tunes as you possibly can between now and your exam, and then pick your best one, rather than putting all the pressure on one tune. By writing millions and millions of tunes, they didn't really care if any of them were any good, because they knew they were just writing loads more. So that's another tip I would give to you guys if you're ever like wanting to like just take the heat off the pressure of writing a tune. Is just habitually chuck out melody and be really carefree about it. That's just a good way to do it. I think a lot of the best tunes come from a place of being carefree, come from a kind of childlike whatever place, or if you're like coming from a really serious place, then I think that comes out in the music. Oh, it sounds very serious, or it sounds like it's trying too hard. Anyway, so yeah. That's not the brief, right? Make it annoying. It's really hard. I mean, even that's kind of got something to it. I feel like I'm under. What am I doing? I'm undermining myself here. No, that's also fun. Stop having fun. Stop. I do know what I could do. I could actually take away the answer phrases that are so elegantly copied and pasted again into the second part. I could take away those and just do more of the same first phrase. Yeah, that's terrible, but I hate it anyway. That's overdoing that. Overuse of any idea. Yeah, so that's that ruined nicely, horribly. Okay, I'm gonna check out another tip here. I might, if anyone is actually gonna come and watch these again, I might well give out the same tips lots and lots of the time, partly for case by case relevance, but also to remind me. It helps me in my own learning just to say these things. But if you want to have a good contrasting phrase, like you've got your question phrase and you want to have contrast, then I think one of the things that's like one of the low-hanging fruit ways of making a contrasting second phrase is to simply have a different rhythm from your question phrase. And I guess I hear some tunes, new tunes written these days. I'm going to sound like a right bitter old middle-aged fart here. I hear some new tunes written and I think, oh my goodness me, I love that opening phrase. And then the answer phrase is too close to it, so it's like overuse of a good idea, and it could be just changed by simply changing the rhythm a wee bit. Now, I'm not going to start getting in touch with folks saying, yeah, hi, I just wanted you to know I think I found a way to tune me better, because that would make me the biggest idiot and not very nice person in the world. So hopefully I can just say it generically on YouTube. If you want to make your question phrase be contrasted even more greatly, have a different rhythm for your answer phrase. So this tune, what's the rhythm for the first question phrase? It's da 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 da, right? Those two bars are full up with quavers. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. What comes next is different rhythmically. It's not complicated, but it's different. So let's just forget about almost the tune now and just enjoy the rhythmic contrast. So let's just look at the two answer phrases. The first answer phrase, the second answer phrase starts the same, slightly different, so let's just forget the melody. You've got there's also this build up of energy, and I like the energy flow analogy, metaphor. I'm not even sure if it is a metaphor. It feels like energy building up, but it almost reminds me of like electrical circuits. Again, I don't know much about electricity other than ow. But there's a really nice, I've only just noticed actually, there's a really nice rhythmic, there's a really nice effect of the rhythm which builds this energy towards the end of this tune, which is so this pattern, towards the end of the tune, maybe I'm going to just, towards the end of this tune, so I think you should be looking at the tune now. Okay. So this pattern, so this part of the tune, you've got 3 repetitions. Towards the end of the tune, so I think you should be looking at the tune now. So this pattern should be towards the end of the tune. I think I might just go mad in this little hut. Maybe this is the end of my sanity. Let's just take a second for that to die down. Okay. Wow. Okay, no more looking at the music. That's I'll suss out what's going on with that when I'm not under such pressure. We're nearing the end of this. There's a really lovely energy build up. That's really nice. That's really satisfying. One more little tip. The last note of this tune, like, you know how we're in A? Maybe you didn't know that, but we're all around the note A, the key A. That's home. The last note of this tune is not an A. The last note of the tune is a B. So it's setting you up, the end of the tune, setting you up to arrive back on the start of the tune again. Tunes on the page, as you know, start here and go to here. and you think the way it looks on the page is kind of like, it's a bit misleading because the very last note of the tune is really far away from the start, but really tunes are like circles, or the symbol for infinity, was that a figure of 8 on its side? Really, a great tune, I think, is one that you kind of can't get out of it, and you don't want to, and the end of it just flows back into the start again, like the electrical circuit thing. It flows back into the start. So this final phrase of the second part builds energy. As soon as it gets to that A, there's only a few more notes. It almost like job done, nailed it. It just has to cascade down elegantly, functionally, all the way down, not to A, but to one note above A, so that the first note of the tune is bang. So I suppose I should ruin that as well now, because that's the vibe. How would I ruin that? I'd ruin that by preempting the power of that A at the start of the tune by including it as part of the last phrase. That's going to really annoy me, and hopefully it will annoy you. That's what it's supposed to do. Do you see what that did? It stopped the energy. So it's like, why would I bother playing the tune again? I've just resolved it. That's it. I'll play it the way it's written again. So you're hanging, and you need it. You need that A. You need it to happen, and the only way to get that A to happen is to play the A, which is also the first note of the tune, and then you're back to the start of the tune again, and then you're stuck in the tune, and you never get out, and you don't want to get out. That is one of the things I think is a sign of a addictive tune. I don't want to say good or bad. I hate that good or bad tune, but a tune that is addictive is that each phrase launches you, propels you into the next phrase, it all along, and the last phrase just shoves you back to the start of the tune again. So you have no choice. It is like electricity, or it's like water, or Eastern vibe. It's like your chi, or whatever it is. It's a flow of energy, and great popular tunes have nothing, I think, that's blocking that flow. So if you want to ruin a tune, a famous tune, you would put in phrases that block the flow, and there's so many ways of doing that. But that's yeah, that's my attempt to ruin this tune. I hope I haven't ruined this tune for you. I hope that it, if you didn't know the tune, you might want to go and learn it, and if you did know the tune, you're maybe like thinking, yeah, okay, it's actually good the way it is. It's just something I love to think about. I love to think about, what is it that, why do I love a tune? What do I find beautiful about it? And again, just to recap, what I've done is just changed it so it doesn't do what I love. Just so you go back and go, yeah, I really like it the way it was, not that way. Yeah, so I think that's kind of it for today. I'm gonna chuck the music for this tune into my Patreon. I'll put some bowing and grace notes in it, in case anyone actually wants to know how I play it. And if you have any comments, maybe you're in the future, you can put some comments in and I'll try my best to reply. But thank you all for coming along, and my plan is to do one of these, something at 7 p.m. every Sunday. It might not always be this, but just to do something, and it'd be really nice just to get a conversation about tune writing going on YouTube. I'd love that to happen. So I think I'm gonna wrap things up. Do you know what? I'm gonna play the tune. I'll play the tune a few times. Mrs. Macleod of Raasay, or Dabroon the Coo. Thank you all for all your comments and help, and thank you for being so incredibly patient with, let's face it, another fairly disastrous tech episode. I hope to have this sewn up. Michael Bishop, is double stopping cheating? Well, that's a good question. Is cheating wrong? Would be my question. You're playing a piece of music. If it sounds okay, is that bad? Doesn't matter how you get there. If no, that's my way of saying no. I don't think it's cheating, because I don't think anything that sounds hopefully okay is cheating. So again, I will say thank you very much, and thank you for all the comments. Love to hear from you all. Thank you, Fergus. Hope to see you out and about in Glasgow sometime soon. So I'm going to hit the end broadcast button, and yeah, that's it. Mrs. Macleod of Raasay. And if you like this if you like this content, feel free to like and subscribe. I don't know why I always feel uneasy saying that, but I mean it. Like and subscribe, and I also have a Patreon. Feel free to check that out. And I'll see you hopefully next Sunday, or if you're in the future, there'll be a new video waiting for you. Okay, bye.